ریچاردسون.
Thank you. I remember being here in Brussels about 3 months ago, and it was a similar kind of conference. And the warnings were that there would be a potential massacre at Camp Ashraf, and it happened. You know, we're all politicians, resolution here, option here, but I think the video shows that human beings were massacred, and it was very clear who did the massacre. So the human side, I believe, needs to be once again emphasized. Well, the Arab Spring is taking place, and I think it's very healthy. We can't just continue talking and wishing. So the first step that I think has to be looked at is obviously that the European Union has taken the lead. And I believe we need to follow you. And here I think Sturen and Alejo and Patty and Paolo, all of you deserve enormous credit for making this trip, Sturen, for very clearly outlining options, for fighting, and so my hats are off to the European Union here. And I know there's always tension, the United States, the EU, you know, who goes first, but you've gone first, and you've done the right thing. I want to also stress the MEK issue. We've talked about Camp Ashraf, but the MEK issue is sort of a vehicle to do so many other things to strengthen the opposition movement. And what else has happened with the delisting issue? Well, something good. The French judicial system coming out with basically a report saying that they've conducted an investigation. Initially there were reports of terrorism, but there isn't any. I mean, that's the conclusion. The French judicial system. What other steps have been taken? Continued valuable intelligence by the MEK about the Iranian nuclear program. What else has happened? The Iranian regime in Istanbul basically saying, oh, you want us to clean up our nuclear program like we agreed we would? Oh, by the way, we're not going to do it in Istanbul. And so the rationale for a dialogue is gone. And so somehow I believe it's important that we focus on the immediate issues. And I think, Sturen, this is why I asked for your memorandum that comes out with several very good recommendations. But have we exhausted all options to treat these human beings decently? I suspect we have. The other alternative that I heard of moving them around military bases in Iraq makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. I don't know why it's even on the table. And so what I believe we need is a combined effort of the European Union taking the lead. And I'm not saying the United States government should not participate. Obviously we should, but we're a little behind on the policy. Get the United Nations, get some military strategists to come up with some ways that we can provide some of this protection. And then I believe what is needed is something that hasn't happened. Now, we have all these meetings. They're all very productive, bipartisan. You know, Andy Card and I agreeing on something that's historic. But you have bipartisan support in the United States. You've got strategic leaders like Wes. You know, you've got Zelikow, intellectuals. He's an intellectual, by the way. You'll hear him. You have broad base of support in the European community and the United States. So I think what is also part of the strategy should be a way to focus international attention on this. And I think it's important that obviously political leaders get together and do this. I want to just one more time, to Alejo, to Sturen, to Paulo, to the Irishman, Jim, to Patty, great work. God, if you hadn't done this, I don't know where this issue would be. Your leadership has been great, and I wish I could simply say to you that everybody should listen to you. They should, but my hat's off to you, and Mrs. Rajavi, to you too, and your movement and your people, the people that are always back you up. Let's not be pessimistic here. Thank you.
Thank you.